This isn't just some run-of-the-mill Land Rover. Nope, Dolly here is different. You see, over 15,000 Series 3 Land Rovers saw military service, and Dolly, this old girl, is one of them. She's more than just a vehicle, she's a chunk of history, a genuine veteran, and right now, she's looking pretty rough. The Series 3, for those who might not know, was an evolution in the lineage that kicked off way back in 1948. 70% of all Land Rovers ever made are supposedly still on the road. Impressive, right? It just shows how tough they were built, with a sturdy box-welded frame and those classic aluminium alloy bodies. A good thing they don't rust, but everything else made of steel. Well, that's where the real fight begins. Keeping a 70s era ex-service workhorse like Dolly alive after all she's been through, and then most likely left to rot for years, takes a solid plan, and it takes a stomach for tackling a monumental amount of grime and rust. This is the game plan for the next big push. Let's start with the obvious, the bodywork, or what's left of it in some spots. The aluminium panels don't rust, sure, but they're notorious for galvanic corrosion where they meet steel, and Dolly has certainly seen her fair share of that. The paint's a roadmap of her hard life, telling silent stories of her service days and whatever civilian adventures came after. We'll be hoping to uncover a bit more of that history as we go. Now, the real heart of the beast, the chassis and bulkhead. The bulkhead, that's the firewall on these Series 3 Land Rovers, is notorious for rusting out. Trust me, this one is a textbook case. The footwells, the door pillars, they're shot. We're talking cutting, fabbing, welding, the full works. This isn't just surface fluff, this is deep structural rot, and the Land Rover's bulkhead is a complex beast. It's about 12 steel panels, and the factory didn't bother sealing a single one of them. So every drop of water and mud for decades is soaked right in, prime real estate for rust. Then there's the outriggers. These are the supports for the body and bits of the suspension. Absolutely vital for structural integrity. And guess what? These are also prime candidates for rust. Pretty sure we'll be swapping out most of these. Getting the alignment spot on here is absolutely crucial. The rear cross member, another classic rust trap. Complex layered steel, perfect for holding moisture. The clutch, drivetrain, axles and diffs. The Series 3 had a tougher clutch than older models, a step up, but it's still a hard working part, especially in a rig like Dolly that's seen service and gets off-road abuse. So a full clutch replacement is definitely on the to-do list. With her age and service history, the axles, especially the rear, are going to have some serious wear. We'll be checking for worn bearings, tired seals and any slop in the diffs. These vehicles were built for tough conditions, but even the toughest components wear out eventually. Electrics. Yeah, the legendary Land Rover wiring. Old wiring tends to get brittle and corroded. We need to figure out what we want to keep or upgrade for a bit more reliability. The dash is pretty knackered, so while we're in there, we'll be looking to install some modern conveniences like USB sockets and cigarette lighters. Modern fuses and relays might also be a sensible nod to practicality. The interior, Spartan, what else would it be? But even Spartan needs to be functional. Seats are torn, the dash needs serious attention, and who knows what critters have bunked in Dolly over the years. Everything will need to be stripped out, cleaned, repaired or replaced. We'll be aiming for functional and period correct rather than plush and luxurious. So that's the lay of the land. It's a damn mountain of work and it's probably more than I even realise at this point. Every project has its hidden surprises. I'm sure Dolly has a few more up her tattered sleeves. This is ground zero for this major project, the start of a critical chapter for this old girl. Alright, enough doom and gloom. Let's get to the game plan. This isn't just fiddling around. This is focused effort to tackle some serious, obvious problems. And doing it on the driveway? That throws its own curveballs. Tight spaces, charming British weather, keeping the neighbours happy, but hey, it would be boring if it was easy. A targeted strip down. We're not going to pull every single nut and bolt just to find problems. The plan is to get access to known bad areas and fix what's clearly broken or rotten. This is about tackling the obvious issues head on to get the biggest wins. We'll still document as we go, especially around the problem areas. This phase is about making visible progress and getting Dolly back on the road to recovery. I'm no pro, I'm just a guy on his drive with a passion for old metal and a willingness to learn. Every bolt undone, every patch welded, every system brought back online is a victory. It's not to create a flawless museum piece. It's to get Dolly mechanically sound, reliable and respectful to her roots. I want her ready for weekend adventures, some tough off-roading, definitely for turning heads on the tracks. It'll be a testament to her interesting past and incredible design. A usable classic, proud of its history and ready for a new chapter. The plan is to hit it methodically, focusing on key problem areas, each win, no matter how small. A stub and bolt free, a section of the chassis repaired, an oil leak stopped. That's the fuel to keep going. Sourcing parts is an ongoing quest. The Series 3 shares DNA with its older generations, but her service specs can throw curveballs. Budget? Let's be honest, it's a bit of a guess right now. The plan is to be smart with spending, focus on essential repairs, but not cutting corners. My time and effort are the biggest budget savers here, doing as much work myself as possible. So that's the master plan. It's massive, it's intimidating as hell, but it's also one hell of an exciting challenge. This is just the kick-off for this chapter. Episode 1, and what's going to be a long and hopefully epic part of this whole saga. Want to see if this crazy driveway plan actually pans out. Want to follow along with every strip nut, every welded patch, every win, and yeah, every screw up. Then hammer that subscribe button and smack that notification bell too, so you don't miss a damn thing. And I genuinely want to hear what you guys think. Am I totally nuts for trying this with Dolly? Ever tackled something this insane yourself? Got any wisdom or maybe some horror stories to share? Drop it in the comments below. Next up, we'll be stripping Dolly down and see what this old girl is truly hiding. Expect grease, grime, and definitely expect a whole load of curveballs. Thanks for jumping in at the start of this adventure. I really hope you'll stick around for the whole damn ride.